Good evening. Here is top news newsletter, starting with the headlines. Syrian army directly hits terrorist stronghold in several areas. Tens of billions allocated for rehabilitation and damage. Indonesian plan at the bottom of the sea. Talking about Syrian army, the army and armed forces directly targeted and hit several of terrorist organizations' strongholds and positions in various areas, inflicting major losses upon their ranks, including some of their leaders. The army units killed many terrorists and wounded others in the Sirmania and Kastun in the countryside of northern province of Idlib. The army clashed with terrorists who tried to attack military posts in Khan al-Sheikh area in Damascus countryside and killed 34 of them. A number of them were of non-Syrian nationalities. In Latakia, the army units targeted and destroyed hideouts and concentration of Jabhat al-Nusra terrorists in addition to weapons, warehouse, 2 vehicles equipped with a heavy machine gun and a mortar in the area of Katf al-Rumman, Jib al-Qato and Ain Samur in Latakia northern and northeastern countryside. Scores of terrorists, including of non-Syrian nationalities, were killed in this process. The army continued operations against the army terrorist group in Deir ez-Zor province, destroying their concentrations and killing and injuring a large number of them. The army clashed with the ISIS terrorists in the area of El-Sina, Al-Arafa and Rasafa in Deir ez-Zor city, killing and injuring scores of them and destroying their hideouts and weaponry. The source added that the army also clashed with the ISIS terrorists in Hujjat al-Saqr, Al-Jafra in Deir ez-Zor countryside and killed dozens of them, including mercenaries from Saudi Arabia and Tunis. Units of the army destroyed several gatherings and dens of terrorist organizations in Al-Sheikh Miskin town in the countryside of southern province of Daraa, a military source said on Sunday. And the operation resulted in the killing of many of organization's members, while others were wounded. The army units also directly hit den of terrorists in Atman town, according to the source, who confirmed that 2 terrorists were killed in the area surrounding Al-Kupail building to the west of the town. An accurate operation launched against terrorists to the southwest of Al Yarmouk suburb in Daraa al-Balad left many of them killed or wounded. Prime Minister Wael al-Halaqi briefed the People's Assembly on the government's effort to alleviate the repercussions of the crisis in Syria and providing citizens' needs during the closing meeting of the 8th regular session of the first team. In a speech at the beginning of the session, Speaker Muhammad Jihad al-Laham stressed the need to stay in touch with citizens and their concerns and provide their needs, especially in the light of the unprecedented waged on Syria by states and terrorist organizations. The speaker called for increasing efforts to carry out reconciliation and expand them in order to restore normal life and unity in the country. Addressing the Assembly, Premier al-Halaqi asserted that combating terrorism is the #1 priority for the government, which is working on setting up protection system to target the segments of society that are hardest hit by the terrorist war waged against the country. Al-Halaqi stressed that the government's focus in the coming period will be to provide practical and appropriate solutions to the problems facing the makeshift center hosting families who have been displaced from their homeland or province to flee the terrorist acts. During the session, the Assembly referred a bill on allocating 50% of state job vacancies to relatives of martyrs and a bill on terminating a contract for establishing a communications device company in partnership with Iraq to a proper commit for study. In talking about Indonesia, the missing Air Asia Indonesia flight QZ-85-1 is likely to be at the bottom of the sea, the head of Indonesian Research and Rescue Agency has said. Bambin Solistio said the hypothesis was based on the coordinates of the plane when contact with it was lost. The search is continuing for the aircraft a day after it disappeared with 1,062 people on board, but no trace has been found so far. The pilots had requested a course change because of bad weather but didn't send any distress call before the plane disappeared from radar screens. Based on the coordinates given to us and evaluation that the estimated crash position is in the sea, the hypothesis in the plan is at the bottom of the sea. Bambin Solistio, the head of the Indonesian Search and Rescue Agency, told the news conference in Jakarta. Globally, South Korea has offered to resume a high-level talks next month with North Korea on the range of issues to prepare for a peaceful unification. Unification Minister Mr. Rio said he especially hoped to discuss the renewal of families separated by the Korean War more than 60 years ago. There has been no response yet from Pyongyang. The North has previously seen the South's unification plans as an attempt to take it over. North and South Korea should meet face to face to draw up a plan for a peaceful unification, as Mr. Rio told a news conference. For this purpose, we make an official proposal for the North Korean government to have a conversation about mutual concerns between North and South in January next year. The minister said he hoped North Korea responds positively to this suggestion. More talks planned in October were dropped after North Korea accused the South of not doing enough to stop activities sending anti-Northern leaflets across the border on the pylons. The two Koreas have technically been at war since the Korean conflict ended in an armistice rather than peace treaty. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Inaz Ahmed. Good night.